Journalist. Definition: someone who writes news stories or pieces for a newspaper or magazine or shares them on radio or TV. For example, the journalist took notes throughout the interview.
I'm a journalist and he's my cameraman, all right?
I'm here to interview Black Sabbath. I'm a journalist.
I want to be a journalist.
Is an Iraqi journalist being murdered?
In your long career as a journalist, would you say that people are mostly good?
Why not? Because I am not a journalist.
You're supposed to be a journalist.
You're a journalist.
That's right.
I'm a journalist.
He was never a person. He was a journalist.
Salesperson. Definition: someone who sells things or services for a company, either in a store or directly to customers. For example, the store was so busy that it took me forever to get the salesperson's attention.
Well, I'm sure your son will not get treated by a white salesperson in the same rude way that I was treated.
Let me ask a salesperson for help, like a complete beta.
He can only keep one of us as a salesperson now.
Hey, your cashier here is quite the salesperson.
I promise I'm gonna be your #1 salesperson.
You just have to randomly assign them to a salesperson.
Luna is an excellent salesperson.
Not only is she a hell of a salesperson, she's the hardest worker I've ever seen.
Pam's not a salesperson.
So you ready to be a salesperson?
Yeah. Sure. Fun.
Electrician. Definition: a person whose job it is to install, manage, and fix electrical wiring, equipment, and fixtures. For example, the electrician has diagnosed a fault in the wiring.
You don't want a real electrician.
I need an electrician right away.
Your turn. What about you? Why did you become an electrician?
Yep. We electricians don't like being kept in the dark, you know.
Didn't we have an electrician in there today?
You are currently an electrician at the Sydney Opera House on the...
And this is how much it would cost me for the materials and a plumber and an electrician.
I'm a doctor, not an electrician.
I bought drugs from electrician Marty with the white nose.
My dad was an electrician. Pretty darn good one, too.
Architect. Definition: a person who plans buildings and gives advice on how to build them. For example, she is a highly recommended architect.
You're an excellent architect.
I'm the architect who designed this camp.
You're the one who said you were going to be an architect.
You know, at Deb's party, I heard you telling people that I was an architect and that my job was temporary.
She's the chief architect.
I am talking about hiring an architect to reconfigure the offices.
In another life, I was an architect.
Stephen, still the grand architect.
The architect just made the drawings.
I studied to be an architect, actually.
Plumber. Definition: someone whose job it is to put in or fix water lines, bathrooms, and other things like that. For example, the plumber came to mend the burst pipe.
If anyone asks, tell him we're plumbers.
Let's call a plumber.
Bob.
When we first moved in, the sink was stopped up. We couldn't afford a plumber, so Brian fixed it himself.
You know, next time you have a piece of pipe stuck in your transverse, call a plumber.
You want me to call the plumber from Abundant Life?
No. I'll just call a plumber.
Haas, I gotta show the plumber something.
Oh, yeah?
Might not want to do that if you're a plumber.
We're going to need to get a plumber in here.
Well, I'll get you a plumber in here tomorrow, but I'd say that we're going to have to break through the tile and isolate the leak because there's quite a lot of water down there.
Dentist. Definition: a person who is trained to treat tooth and gum illnesses and conditions. For example, you should have your teeth checked by a dentist at least twice a year.
I'm a dentist. Open your mouth.
I'm just a dentist.
I have a sinus infection, and I need to see a dentist, too.
I made you that dentist appointment. Take this down.
Dentist.
Yes, especially dentists.
That's my dentist.
It's not fancy if it's true.
He's a dentist. Don't get too excited.
She's not thrilled about the dentist.
You're surrounded by dentists.
Hello? My dad's a dentist, remember?
Software engineer. Definition: someone who makes programs and apps for computers and mobile devices. For example, it's really hard to become a software engineer.
Did you ever meet a black software engineer?
What's a software engineer?
I'm a software engineer.
Actually, an unemployed software engineer.
You're a software engineer?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. You're a software engineer.
You're a mainframe software engineer.
Barista. Definition: someone who works in a coffee shop and makes and serves coffee. For example, he's going to learn to be a barista.
Personal barista at your service.
What about that barista with the giant hog you dated? You look like a barista.
I'm sorry, you look just like one of the baristas.
Barista at the coffee beanery.
Okay, Seamus, today's the day you finally ask out that barista.
The barista kept saying, coffee for Pinky.
Where's my coffee? Coffee? I'm not a barista.
He's just bummed because he knows he's a talentless moron who's only one lost fight away from being a barista.
I did a barista course. Online.
Mechanic. Definition: fixes and takes care of machines, especially cars. For example, what if the mechanic didn't tighten a bolt?
A mechanic who steals cars.
You're a mechanic, right?
You consistently overestimate your skills as a mechanic.
Got bus mechanic?
So, you're a mechanic?
I'm no mechanic, but I think it's something to do with brakes.
We need a mechanic.
Our dad worked as a mechanic over in Jupiter.
Says he wants to be a mechanic like his granddad when he grows up.
Firefighter. Definition: someone who puts out fires and helps people when there is a fire. For example, firefighters rescued a driver trapped in the wreckage of his car.
He's a firefighter from Chernobyl.
Look, you're a cop, and I'm a firefighter, but underneath all of it, we're just...
Miscommunication with that firefighter.
That was the moment you decided you wanted to be a firefighter.
And firefighters are having no luck.
That firefighter Antonio said you did a high dive.
My dad's a firefighter.
What made you want to be a firefighter? What was your defining?
And the patient isn't a firefighter.
When I grow